Hello students! Now that you're familiar with some of the tools and frames, we're going to go ahead and start on our first project called Heart and Arrow. So to get started, we're going to go up to the Shape button in the button bar, click on it, and we'll look for the shape of the heart. And we're going to go ahead and draw that in the upper right hand portion of your screen. You can move it around a little bit if you like, or drag from the corner to resize it. You don't want it too big, but that's probably about a good size right there, but you can play with that feature. Now our heart is white right now. Let's go ahead and give it some color. So by clicking in the color, I'm going to click on that heart first, and then you have some options under the fill section here where the colors are. We're going to go ahead and click on that white box, and we can give it maybe a red heart color in honor of Valentine's Day, which recently passed us, or we could choose another color. Like if you're not in a good mood today, we can choose a black heart. Whatever you want. I think I'll be a little bit lighthearted, haha, and I'll pick on the red color. We'll keep it as red. So once that red heart is done, the next shape we want to add from the button bar is an arrow. So we're going to click on the arrow that's going to be pointed towards the heart, and we're going to draw that somewhere down the lower left-hand corner of our screen, and you're going to direct it with a point going towards the heart. That's all we need to do for the first frame, so that was pretty easy. Now we're going to go ahead and duplicate this first frame. All you need to do is click on the first frame in the frames list, and then we're going to click the duplicate button in the button bar. We have a second frame that appears, and if we click the plus sign to open it up, we see our two shapes, the heart and then the arrow, and they're identical to our first frame. Down at the bottom is something called onion skin. We're going to go ahead and check mark that, check the box, and like an onion, we're going to see various layers appear as we move our shapes around. While the arrow is still selected, I can go ahead and move it out of the way. The shadow that you see behind is the shadow or onion skin of the arrow from our first frame. I'm going to take this arrow now, which is from the second frame, and lay it on the same pathway as the first frame, but move it up a little bit up the stem of that arrow to make it look like it's progressing towards the heart. Our second frame is now done. I'm going to repeat the process I did before by clicking on the second frame and the duplicate button, and now I have a third frame. I'm going to go ahead and click that one open, click the plus sign to open up that third frame, click on the second shape, and I have my arrow again. Move it a little bit further up by grabbing onto it and just moving it up. Same pathway and trajectory as the previous arrow slide. And then one more time, I'm going to click the frame again, duplicate. Pop that open by clicking the plus sign, click on the shape. That's our arrow again. Move it up a little bit more. Now I only have 4 frames, and you'll probably make at least 30 frames before you're done. So this is just the first couple of frames. I'm going to go ahead and rewind my movie. I'll play it right now, and you can see that that arrow is moving up towards the heart. It's very slow, so what I'm going to have you do is, in the left window, in the frames list window, just click, then you're going to click on the Control A on your keyboard. That selects all your frames and all your shapes. On the right side, where the slide bar is, where it says duration, it's normally set by default to 0.5 or 1/2 second, which is very slow. So we're going to bring that all the way to the left so it says 0.1, and that will change it for all your slides you've already created and all your slides moving forward. Now when I replay that, you're going to see that it moves much more quickly. It goes very quickly. I'll play it one more time. But that's because we set it to 1/10 of a second to play each frame. It will look much more natural that way, and we've only gone about 0.4 seconds. Had I set it to 0.5 seconds and a lot slower, it drags out the time that our animation lasts. One more thing that we can do is change the color of our background, and part of the rubric that I have says you must have a color background. So we'll click on the first frame, and this is very easy. Go over to the area on the right and just select any background. I'll go with maybe a nice yellow color, and I've done that first frame. We see an option to apply all frames. Let's do that, and it takes care of all of our frames at once. So if I play that, you'll see that each frame is yellow in color. The next part of the project is you will continue to have this arrow move towards the heart, but you're going to have to decide what happens when the arrow gets close to the heart. Will it pierce the heart and something happens? Will the heart crack open? Will it explode? Will the heart totally dodge the arrow? You need to decide and be very creative in what you decide is going to happen. Here's an example of a student's work from last trimester with the heart and arrow. Watch to see what happens. Yeah, that went by pretty quick. It's only about 4 seconds, and this was about 30 frames. I'll go ahead and replay that for you. So there's a couple of things going on. First of all, you can see that the heart exploded into tiny little hearts. And then also you saw that the heart was beating at the same time. So see if you can figure out how to do a beating heart. It's pretty easy, and you should be able to figure that out. So go ahead and start out on your heart and arrow, see what you can come up with, and be as creative as you can. I think you'll really enjoy this.